I'd just like to say a little bit about the work, which is titled "Thank You, Thank You, Thank You, Fog," and it comes from that title comes from a late poem by the Anglo-American poet W.H. Auden. What Auden talks about is a Christmas holiday he has at the end of his life, where he's fogged in at a house with friends, and they basically stay inside because there's no point in going outside, and he's grateful for that opportunity to spend with his friends, his old friends, in conversation, and so he thanks fog for that opportunity. So the glass hanging in the space will be square panels of 3 different sizes and probably 4 different opacities, different translucencies. And so as those panels move, and they'll be hanging from a single cable, so they'll rotate, and the way they interact with the other panels, the way they interact with the glass, the way they interact with the exterior will constantly be changing. So it will behave in a similar way to fog in that it will reveal and conceal the landscape and what's outside. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a concern, a challenge with how we would attach the glass to the ceiling. And of course, because it is glass, it is, it's sharp and it's heavy, and we want to make sure that it's properly attached to the structure and it's not going to fall on someone. So I wasn't sure before coming today what the ceiling panels were made of and what the structural situation was up there. And so as we discussed in the meeting, we found a solution to go through the acoustic panels and into the concrete, which is below the panels, and attach directly into the concrete, which will allow for the glass to be safely hung without any concerns. I mean, for a moment it seemed like maybe it was going to be quite complicated, but there seems to be a good solution that everyone's happy with, which is nice.
Mit navn er Henrik Mørk. Jeg er ingeniør her ved Boglas. Det, som Spencer Finch præsenterede på det møde, vi havde med ham, var egentlig et type produkt, som vi laver til andre formål. Hans var så gjort lidt anderledes, fordi han vil have noget spil, han vil lave nogle forskellige farveløsninger. Meget kort så er processen i hærdelamineret glas, at man laver de enkelte glas færdige, inden man lægger dem sammen. Det vil sige, at man skærer noget glas, sliber det, borer hul i det og hærder det. Og så sørger man for, at man har 2 ens glas, man skal sætte sammen. Og dem kører man så igennem vores lamineringsproces med inspektion og sammenlægning af folie, prælaminering og autoklavering. De udfordringer, der ligesom har været, har jo haft noget at gøre med monteringen af glassene. Glassene skal op og hænge, og der er i loftet, og der er en enkelt hul i glasset. Det vil sige, det er eksempelvis meget vigtigt, at hullet sidder meget centreret og sidder meget i centerpunktet af glasset, for ellers så kommer glassene til at hænge skævt.
Well, I think the mock-up mounting went quite well. We struggled a little with feet and inches, imperial versus metric, which is always a little challenging. The goal for Spencer's arrival was to have the cardboard nearly complete so he could see the cloud, the fog, and shape it. We spent a lot of time in the 3D drawing, building it for the space, but never until you get to the location can you really see what needs to happen. The most difficult part of getting the mock-up done was the lights intrude into the space further than I had anticipated in the 3D model. So our highest highs had to come down. So we had to sort of do some reshaping to deal with less vertical height than we'd planned. But the carpenters did quite well, and we worked a very long day on Friday and caught up on the schedule, and now I think things are going well, and it looks fantastic. So he arrived Tuesday at 4 o'clock and was able to get a sense, because we were 2/3 done, 65% roughly. And then we moved 30 or 40, maybe 10, 15% of the cardboard maquettes. We moved them around to shape the fog more the way he wanted it to be from all the different locations that you can see it. And now we've got glass cleaned and in the space, and we're about to hang our first piece. It's going well.
Let me welcome you to the inauguration of the work of art here in our building named Create by the fjordside on this, let me say, rather sunny day.
And now Aalborg is lucky to have their own artwork by Spencer Finch. At first sight, the work read as pure abstraction. Yet, like most of Spencer's production, the almost 300 glasses hanging from the ceiling are in fact precise renderings of things that Spencer has carefully observed outside. They represent his studies of the waterfront and how it sometimes carries a light blanket of fog when you look at it in the morning. It is a work that makes us reflect on the changes in nature, almost like a gentle breeze, reaching out for all the students and the rest of us who will be sitting underneath it. So will we now feel nature more intensely? Will the subtle quietness of the work make us more contemplative? Or will the artwork simply be a nice contrast to our daily digital life? So at the heart of his art is an impulse to see what others have seen and to share that impression, to convey it, to make light speak, and also to make the grayish fog materialize and move.